So yeah, we just had what is this, Asian midline?
Almost.
Yeah, almost Asian midline. Yeah, it's like right there. Yeah.
It should be, yeah, right there actually.
Asian midline. Yeah. Let's see what here. Like we're really going bullish right now on this pair, so taking sells might be a little sketchy on this. I'd rather look for buys.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean this kind of almost we'd need to look at a lower time frame and see how this worked, but there's your head and shoulder, higher high, lower low.
Yeah, this would be good.
Yeah. And then we went to our next day. Okay. So that's how I would have entered this. This is a really shitty pair, by the way. You guys really made it difficult. Hey, Evan, your voice keeps going in and out. Sorry, guys. It's just, yeah, my mouse is fucking dead. It's gonna be a London session anyway, so let's. I'm gonna remove these drawings. Let's look at the previous day's high and low. Okay, I just want I delineate this because I want to see where in that range of the previous day are we trading in? Are we trading in the range, out of the range? We're trading near the low. Okay. And I also want to like be flipping through my time frames and see what kind of POI I can get. Okay, so there's right, we have this area that's a low causing a new high. So I'll probably looking for entries in here. And see if we can get something. This can be, you could, if you want to play it safe, you can take it down to this low, the lowest point, right? It ran stops here. So this is like the QM. Or you can just refine it down to something like this. If you're like really ballsy and want to lower your risk, you can do something like that. I like to play it safe, so I'll probably do something like this. But that's really up to you. Okay, so look at this. I want to see our Asian range next. Okay, so Asian range is here. Where's my deviations? Oh, I forgot to put two. Okay, so this POI is 3 standard deviations. So I like that. I don't really see a POI here. This had already been tapped into. So for me, this would probably be a more accurate POI. We run the highs, the lows, and then we're already in the next day. So you see, this is like a narrow range day. This is like, there's really no trades up in this, just very narrow. Boom, there's our entry.
It should be going down. Yeah.
We can target right this level here, this shoulder. Target that.
I'll probably get it here.
Yeah, yeah. This was just clear. London had hit our POI, so this is a reason why I would had taken this. London hit the POI. New York, if it came, it'd probably stop everything out anyways. So you have your London move here, and then on a lower time frame, you probably have something in here where you can get your like sniper entry. I mean, technically, this is a sniper. Like I said, you could have played it like this and had a very low risk. Okay. The reason like I wouldn't have taken a sell from this QM is because it's been bullish. Let's look at the daily again. Yeah, it's been like, first it was bearish and then we switched, we broke structure here. So ran stops below here. So I'd be looking for that bullishness. Let's go back to the 30-minute chart. These drawings. Okay, so previous day's high, previous day's low. Bullish leg, right? Like I want to be buying at a discount level, so maybe somewhere down here. Yeah, plus the buildup of liquidity. Is my voice still going in and out?
Yeah, kind of.
Let me see if
A
I
little
can.
bit.
See.
If this is the origin of the zone of the trend line, then this would be a good buy. Eventually, probably.
This inside day, or not inside day, but this narrow range day is just very, like, it looked like liquidity buildup. Price moved down to like wipe everybody out. So I feel like it's safe to buy this low. Okay. And then price
Yeah.
moved aggressively up. Yeah. So
You got stop hunt and the start of the trend line here. So it should be respected.
so
It should
about
be
two.
respected, and after a few taps, you know that these taps need to be wiped out.
Right.
I guess.
Maybe somewhere in this area. I don't really like it as far as a POI goes. I want to see like a better POI, maybe on a lower time frame. But I think a buy below this right here would probably be good. Because remember, this is imbalance, and then it ran through it, right? So this is basically a wick on a higher time frame. Yeah, so in this area, you're getting a reaction. If we wait for lower time frame confirmation, probably get something in there. But you know, price decides to rally from this area. Okay. In our New York timing. And so we came to this POI here. Wick was taken, so I can use the body. But you see how like it's not a clear POI. Like you really probably have to go on your lower time frame and look like for something that's clear, you know, something that broke structure something high. But I honestly wouldn't have taken this trade, even though this worked out pretty well.
This would be very risky to take. Yeah, it just spiked to the upside. I don't see much entries there. Maybe on a lower time frame.
Or maybe with the indicator, which I don't know what happened to it. Where'd it go?
But the red zone should be respected because it was the start after a structural stop on.
Right.
And you had 1, 2, 3 taps. After that, this is no longer valid. This is no longer valid. Somewhere around this area should be respected.
Let's see, previous day's high. Previous day's low.
Asia section.
Shitty price action.
Price took Asia low. So it's probably gonna take Asia high.
Yeah. If I were to draw a POI, it'd probably be from here, but there was no structural break. So for me, there's just, this probably wouldn't work out. I mean, we can see I just don't like this price action. It's so aggressive at the close all the way up, and then Asian consolidates, wicking out
Price,
Asian high and previous day's high. Might be a short-term sell-off to like Asian midline or something.
maybe somewhere around here.
Yeah.
If this is low, this is high, this is low, low, it's gonna create high, high, taking Asia high. If
Right.
it comes back somewhere around this area,
Yeah,
yeah,
it just came like
classic.
right there.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I would look at this, but this would be a better option.
Yeah,
So I would probably, but still we got low, high, low, low, price taking Asia low, price taking Asia high, giving
right.
us a higher high. So yeah, this would be better than this, but still.
You know, it's one thing to like back test like all the pairs and whatnot, but you really should be sticking to like 3 pairs max, you know, and really understand those pairs and how they trade. Um, and stick to the ones that are popular, like Euro, GU, XAU. Like stick to those and master those. Like you should be studying each pair for like 6, 7 months and just getting to know that pair and how it moves and how it operates. Like they all have certain tendencies. Like for example, like I don't know, like Euro NZD, it's so wicky, you know, like you're gonna be going through like a ton of wicks getting stopped out left and right. It's tradable, but it's just very, you know, spreads bigger and all that. So just stick to the normal pairs. You can make a lot of money on Euro USD, Euro JPY, GBP, GBP JPY, USD JPY. That's a popular one. Like I like USD JPY, you know. And so you get like there's levels that you got to go through. Like Euro it's a lot slower price action. There's still big moves, but the price action's slower. Um, if you're trading Euro, like master Euro, and then graduate to GU because you get a little bit more volatility on GU. My favorite pair is GJ. I love trading GJ. GJ and NAS. Like I trade those. I don't really trade gold, but I trade NAS a lot. I trade NAS over US 30. And you want to stick with the trend. So with NAS, like you have massive momentum on your side with buys. Okay. But anyways, like I was saying, like you wanna stick to a pair and then graduate from that pair. So stick to like a low volatility pair like EU, and then move on to GU, and then from GU move to GJ, from GJ move to XAU, from XAU move to you know NAS or US 30. Like there's levels that you got to go through. Okay, so yeah, we made that high. Let's move these drawings. For me, there's just no trading in this day. Like there's like no clear POI or anything. So that the previous day's high, previous day's low. Remember, if we're going bullish, we want to buy near the previous day's low or beneath it. Okay. And if price doesn't get there, like oh well. It doesn't have to. We'll trade another day. Okay, so Asian. Oh, well, that's where we are today. Let me plug in my mic. Hopefully my
Yeah,
mouse is charged now.
give us some other pair.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
GM something. US 30 maybe. EJ. Maybe EJ. EJ isn't that bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't trade EJ for a long time.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, better now.
Okay, cool. Right on. All right, hopefully my mouse doesn't die.
If it does, I'll go back to the AirPods. What are we looking at? EJ?
Try EJ, yeah. That's the first one listed. We got US 30 there. Try EJ first.
Let me remove these drawings. Oops, I want to go to the 15-minute chart. Let's go back. We'll start from this day, I guess. Okay. Take a look at my higher time frame real quick. Let me mark. So this is already trading. I'm gonna wait for the next day. Okay, cool. So we have our previous day's high, previous day's low. Okay, we have a, sorry, somebody keeps entering the room. Low, high, higher high. This is a lower low on a lower time frame. Then we come back up into this area here, right? So it comes up, taps into this, and then we get a pretty sharp move downwards, breaking the structure. So I'd probably be looking for sells in this. Yeah, I'd probably wait for sells. Is this tapped in? Yeah, this is already tapped in. So I'd probably look for something in this down candle to up move. You can see the Asian high was protected. Then we have this low right here, right? So this low, which caused basic support here, in confluence with this OB here, right? So this would be our thingamabob where our support resistance, our SNR2, right? Which would be something like this. And then we use this as the POI. Something like that, possibly. Okay, so let's look at that. And I'll also mark this POI. I'd like to get the sharper entry up here, but there's also this continuation play. Let me see if I can refine this at all. That's the gap pretty much. Let's see if we can get it to M15.
We got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that looks decent. We have this low. We'll see where Asian comes in on this. Here's our Asian range. Okay.
Especially if it's in London.
Yeah, this would be like a type 3, but I don't know if I would take this because I don't take Asian trades like this. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I will wait for London, and
Yeah.
probably this would be a good sell if it's in London. If it's Asia, I would touch it.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we have London failing to take out Asian high. So there might be a setup here. If we're keeping this high intact and not wiping it, then we should see some type of, yeah.
This should be a setup.
Yeah, if we can get it. Okay, so we're in the trade here. and yeah, then probably aim for the Asian low. So, you know, you get your entry here, boom. Knowing that Asian highs was being kept, London failed to take it out, and we just take that retracement here.
This is Frankfurt session being taken out by London, and then after that you can see the true intentions of London inside of this momentum box.
Right, and then we have our support resistance type 2 here. Is it also taken out if the body is higher? What exactly do you mean?
It only takes it out if the body will be higher.
No, even if it wicks, if it's one tick above, that means it's taken out.
Okay, but the body, not the wick, on the left, on the right side. Or what do you mean?
So you see this wick? It never went above this high.
Ah, so you mean, okay.
Yeah, it never went above this high. So it never took it out. It needs, even if it's one tick, because remember, it takes millions of dollars to move the market one tick, right? On a pair like EJ, it's going to take $1 million. So even if it moves a tick, it takes it out. So just rule of thumb, and this is what I subscribe to. You don't have to subscribe to the same idea, but this was what works for me, is if I have this and this, okay, and just do this. Would you guys say this is equal highs or no? Nope. Because even if it's a tick, even one tick above, it's not equal highs. Okay. Equal highs is engineered, so you'll see it literally side by side like that. Or it'll be slightly like this.
Or it'll be slightly down, so it'll be relatively equal highs. Yeah, but as soon as it steps with a wick above it, it's no longer valid.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they actually took something out.
Right.
They're creating fresh liquidity there, so it's no longer equal highs.
Your QM sell is here, one high, low, right here. Okay. The person who asked that. But I didn't want to take the London trade or the Asian trade here.
Yeah, I would wait for London to take out Asia.
Yeah.
And then I would look for, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know. Yeah, so if we entered this out here, we could have got ticked out. You know what I mean? It could have just stopped us out. So we wait to see what the action wants to do. London confirmed that it's not trying to take out this high. And we just get the retracement there. Boom.
This is New York starting around this area. New York starts.
Yeah.
So if the New York starts here, if you have those momentum boxes, there should be some around this area. They are giving you a future POIs.
Yeah.
New York by your time is actually here.
Yeah.
It would be quite, if somebody jumps on their chart, they're probably going to be a New York momentum box around this area here based on Evans times. So they will give you a future POIs.
Did somebody message in the group? Hold on one second. Oh, that was just you sending the PDF. Okay, let's go to our next session. Okay, yeah, this was a nice sell. You know, you got an aggressive move. I would have just held it for this Asian low. Okay, we have our next day. Let's look at our previous day's high and previous day's low. Okay. And let's try to, while we're looking at this, let's look at our higher time frame. Our H1. There might be something here. And for the question about the equal highs, why is it risky to sell? I'm not paying attention to equal highs because I'm looking at structure. Structure overcomes liquidity. Look at gold. It remained, you know, it has equal highs above it and it hasn't come back to it ever for like weeks.
Yeah, you can say the same on GJ or GU.
Yeah.
But eventually it will be taken out, but it's not something you should focus like. If you took it, yeah, you shouldn't focus like this.
Right, right.
That's what loads of people actually do. They take a buy or something here and then focus immediately to equal highs.
Right.
There's loads of roadblocks along the way.
High, low, higher high, lower low. Possible sell from here. But I want to see price action. I'm just identifying my framework. Okay, so I'm looking at my higher time frame. I'm going to go down maybe to a 30-minute and see if there's anything I can reduce.
Maybe this area, somewhere around this
Oh yeah,
is actually not bad. We got a high, low, a high, a low there.
yeah. So here's another Q1 level. So we'll see if we can get something in here. I kind of want to draw it down to here because I don't really see any matching POIs for it except for this one, this POI right here. Now you can do this, right, where you have your high risk, high reward entry, or you have your safe entry, you know, because you never know. I just want to stress that you never know what's going to happen. You never know if it's going to just take out these. It could easily take out these equal highs if it wants, you know. We don't know what's going to happen next. We just identify our setup and we take it.
Yeah, you do have spike candles here, two engulfing candles, one next to each other.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the future, this should be a POI.
And we've mitigated from here, so we have like mitigation on mitigation.
Yeah.
And then
And it also comes from London momentum box. It comes from a London momentum box.
yeah.
Based on your timings, that's my London. Yeah.
Okay, so it actually did tap into this one, our original one, but this is in Asia. So, you know, I wouldn't have taken this trade. I want to see Asian get ran out. Asian hasn't gotten ran out yet. Okay, let's see if London can do the trick. London hasn't done the trick yet. And yeah, that's just one that looks like we're going to miss. We came close, very, very close to it. But again, we had no retracement. London failed to take out Asian high. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but yeah. It may use this as inducement later in the future.
This is definitely gonna be liquidity in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asia to London, this in the future will definitely be taken out. Now it's only a matter of entering on the right buy.
Not only
Take it.
that, but we have a break of structure coming from here. I want to see this low close below this low for a strong high if I were to take a sell from here. If I were to take a sell from this POI.
But if you're looking for a buy, there should maybe somewhere around this area will be all right. You got to stop on its own. This is New York. If you wait at 5 p.m. based on your times, I don't know your time, 5 p.m. will give you a reversal. If this is New York, 5 p.m. will give you a reversal after New York. Not 100%, but it might give you a reversal based on timing.
If I didn't reduce this entry, if I left it on the H1, guess what? I'd have been in a trade. So that's what you kind of have to deal with when you're over refining things. You might miss a trade, you know, and you have to be comfortable with that. If your strategy is to stick to lower time frames, then you know you're probably going to miss some trades. But we can see here how it's been respecting this trend line here. So right there. So yeah, it looks like it's just taking these lows, never closed below it. I would use this as a weak high. Possible buy, back up, sell from here because this is a strong high, breaking lows. Let's just check. I want to observe my
That's London closed almost Asia.
just want to check my higher time frame.
Somewhere around this area.
Yeah, so even on the higher time frame, it never closed below from my H1. So this most likely is going to get taken out. They left the liquidity up here so that it can get ran.
If this printed below, that means it's most likely gonna go below and it's gonna do something like this. It's gonna do something like this and go below. But it never printed below this line here.
Right. So this is just basic like SMC shit, just strong high, strong lows. Like you could just pay attention to that to know, hey, should I be selling from this? Probably not because we didn't cause a new low, right?
This is still the origin of a red zone, of a trend line.
Right.
3 taps somewhere around here.
Since we're in our new day, I'm gonna mark the previous day's high to previous day's low. Okay.
You see, guys, this will be a great entry just based on timings and New York and then London close will give you a reversal. So based on that, you can take a trade.
See, this would be like a smart money trap right here. I know a bunch of SMCers who are playing on the 1 minute because this will look like a break of structure on M1. But they're not understanding they're being induced in this. And I'm sure this POY can be reduced as well.
These 2 sessions need to be cleared out because this is Asia to London that hasn't been taken out.
We can see here it got taken.
This is still a valid sell.
Yeah. And you can see how it follows this QM right there. So yeah, I would have taken this for sure.
Look at the timings there. This is New York momentum box. Literally, it should be like this. Look at the timings. This 1 hour and 30 is literally momentum box. This is exactly when the true New York starts, 14:30. It should be 14:30 for me.
Right.
This is 14:30 for me. Yeah. So 1 p.m. is just a fake trend. They're building a fake trend. It doesn't have to do anything with New York Open. 14:30 is the real timings or the real momentum that's gonna give us to the downside.
Yeah. And yeah, this is a type 1. You can see how it's stopping out every session into our POI up here in New York at our timing. Okay.
Yeah. Just based on timings, you already know the story. You don't need, just based on timings, you know what's gonna happen.
Let's see.
London has been taken out here. London has been taken out by New York, the true New York 14:30, and then it starts dropping.
Yeah. Profit probably Asian midline, maybe down here. I don't know.
Sorry, you have a high, a low, a higher high, all inside of New York momentum box. That means that this is still a good entry. You also have a failed breakout here. So you have a high. Wait, let me clear that shit. You have a breakout that didn't cause any new high. So it's failed breakout. This is QM. So somewhere around here, based on timings and based on the failed breakout and based on QM setting up here, based on this taken out, this should be a sell. Eventually.
Yeah.
I guess. but still a limit order and you can take it.
Okay, we have a new day. Asian kind of reached up into this. If we look, these two up candles, right, on a higher time frame on the H1, this would be an OB. We would have to check on the H1 to make sure that it engulfed, which it did. It broke the structure here, and it came right into this area right here, this imbalance. And you get a drop, so this is like your type 3.
Yeah, these are also spike candles, so they're kicking someone out. They're definitely kicking someone here out.
Yeah.
If it's a retail or small money trader, they're definitely kicking someone out with these strong bodies. They also took the sessions from Asia and London. So this was intentional manipulation, and this should be working out. But it's in Asia session, so nobody would take it.
New York has to take out London. Here it is the next day, so this would also be valid. Well, this is like the type 3 type of entry. So yeah, you can still wait for that, and it can possibly happen. You know, this is just. I mean, I possibly wouldn't have even taken this. I would have taken this for sure, but this probably not. Even though it's still valid. Yeah, you can see.
This is a good entry here, but it's Asia session. After that, you just move away from trap. You know, this is the origin and you move away from it. So when you move from it, this is one tap, this is second tap. If you're moving away from it, you should find a QM somewhere around those lines.
Right. Exactly.
And the third tap here would be the perfect entry.
In London.
Yes, of course, you have 1, 2, 3 taps here. They are no longer valid because this stop hunt was here a sessional stop hunt, which is not much stronger. Stop hunts from sessions, and then you have 1 tap, 2 taps, 3 taps as your best entry, because this second tap you would probably miss because it's Asia session. But the third tap, moving away from it, would give you a great sell.
Right.
Now the point is, are you going to take it below this as your take profit, or is this going to be your take profit or somewhere around here? That's the only trouble.
Yeah. But one could scale in on that QM. Yeah, you can layer, if that's what you mean. You can layer your orders, you know, small positions, layer. You might miss some entries, but you'll catch some entries. I use layering when I'm trying to go full margin.
Sorry, this is New York that hasn't been taken out. And this is Asia session that hasn't been taken out. So actually take profit can be below this line here. Take profit should be below this line. This won't get respected. This is New York and Asia session that hasn't been taken out. So 2 sessions in one that haven't been taken out.
Weak low as well, didn't cause a new high closure above. So it needs to have a body closure if it's going to be a strong low. So this is most likely going to be induced.
Yeah, you can put take profit definitely below it.
So yeah, boom, got taken.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to remove all this because it's blinding me. Okay.
If you can move the volume to, you can see a bit.
Let me move this thing. I'll do
Click
it.
on it. Just click on it twice and delete.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, that was a pretty big move. And remember, we were in on this day here, so you can hold this, right? I would have probably TP'd below the Asian low.
I would do it below this line.
Yeah. After it starts trending, it's going to be tough to get an entry. Like you could have gotten this entry based off the QM here with the OB. So you have your power move, right? You have your QM here, and then you have your entry on probably a lower time frame, you can find something in here. I'm not going to go down the lower time frame, but something like that. After it starts trending, it's going to be tough unless you catch your New York low. Okay, we have our next day. This is the previous day's high, previous day's low. Okay. I'd probably buy somewhere below the low and then sell, try to be above this high for something. This right here, this level, it never really got traded to. You can see there's still inefficiency left inside this. So price may come back up and try to come up in here. Like this, so I would just be marking this as my POI for now. I don't know if we can even get up to here, but we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah, but I definitely will be taking out this. Now every retail is jumping after 1, 2, 3, 4 tap. This is already too much. This is already for me too much. I think this should be taken out eventually.
Right.
Pretty. So
let's see what happens in Asia. Okay, so don't really like to use standard deviations on this type of move where it's just one aggressive move down. I like to see it bounce a little bit around to give me a good range. See, we have 3 here and then 1 here. So maybe buying below this POI somewhere on the left underneath this low because it's a weak low. So we should expect this low to get taken and buying somewhere below it. But since I can't see a POI to the left, I'm just going to assume something below here it's most likely going to react from. Okay, so we have London taking out the Asian low. Let's see what New York wants to do.
I didn't take Asia high.
Boom. So
Actually,
New York,
no.
yeah, so I don't know whatever POI was there. It just looked like it ran the previous day's low and then aggressively moved up. So yeah, I probably would have missed this trade unless I saw some other POI on the higher time frame to the left. Okay, high, low, higher, high. So here's a QM pattern as well.
But listen, this is all repeating now again. You have this, that's your low, and you have your high, right? Now you have New York momentum again taking this. If this is my time 1430, exactly the same thing that happened previously over there somewhere. This is now a valid QM again.
Right.
This will get respected again. They took somebody out again, a smart money trader here or whoever they took, I don't know, but they did create a spike in engulfing candles, and this is where loads of people were buying. So they took them out exactly at 1430 momentum box. Exactly, those timings are very, very strong, very powerful timings. You only need to trade 1430 to, like I said, 1600 my time. This is now a valid QM. Somewhere around this is gonna get respected.
Yeah, and if you're ever confused on like your QM, low, high, lower, low, higher, high, so maybe something like this.
Or maybe this is better, yeah. So definitely somewhere around these areas. Maybe that even better.
Yeah. And then we have the power move with the confluence of this POI here. It just ran stops, so this should be a protected level, but again, anything can happen.
Yeah. This is definitely a buy.
I'm still going to keep this intact, even though we have strong momentum to the upside. I just want to keep this intact and look at confirmation at this entry, because I don't know if we have a QM level really here. Kind of, yeah, right here. So we'll see.
Based on sessions, Asia session high hasn't been taken out, and the London that gave you the momentum to the downside, the London momentum box hasn't been taken out too. So New York will probably take at least London.
Yeah.
Or London and Asia should at least be taken up.
Looks like it had a
So
pull.
you take profit.
Okay, so this might get taken. Yeah. Yeah, so you lose one. You know what I mean?
You lose.
You lose one, and you miss an entry here unless you took whatever was below here. Okay, so now we have our next day. Let me remove this line. So I'm going to delineate.
You already see they're forming something here, right? Everybody understands they're already forming something here. Look at the candles.
Right.
They're not small choppy candles, not small choppy price action, really strong manipulations again happening.
Oops.
That means they can give you again, they can probably give you, when you see strong SPY candles in Asia, they will probably give you a choppy Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt will be taken out like this or like this, and then give you a continuation to the upside or continuation to the downside. I mean, I know it's one of those two, but you should know once you see this, they're gonna give you a small Frankfurt session.
So this is our Asian.
What time frame is this?
Let me remove this box. Asian high to Asian low. This is too big for deviations. I think, let's count how many pips this is. Yeah, this is too big for deviations. It's 45 pip Asian range. So I wouldn't be using deviations on that. Oh, okay, cool. So we tapped into our POI right at our QM level, right? Oops, right here. So okay. Ooh, almost taken out. Yeah. And you get like a move. I don't know how long this move is gonna last. This is a pretty aggressive move down. If I had my volume, I could check, but it's fine.
This would be good buy. Look at the times here again. 1700. It should be 1700, but somewhere around 1700, giving you a reversal. This is Frankfurt that has been taken out. So, like we said, one of those options would be this or this.
Yeah.
And Frankfurt was looking all weird around this area, even a bit sooner here.
Yeah. Yep. And then if you see, we have this low in conjunction with our rally, drop-based rally. So possible sell from here as well.
1430. This is 1430 for me. Even if you took it just based on 1430 here again, this is third time in just these few days, 1430 QM again. You have this been taken out here. You can look for QM at 1430 to take a trade.
See, this is in London, right here. Right, we have our strong support, moves up, drop, basing candle, drop, and then price returns to it here, pretty much to the pip. I could have drawn it either way. I could have drawn it like this, but they all line up with this POI anyways. So I'm just using this entire POI as my section. And then obviously looking at lower time frame entries inside here, maybe on the M1, M2, M3, wherever I see a good entry. Price moves back up into this area. And then we have our next day. Okay. Do we have any questions? Seems easy, but you got to really be aware of a lot of things, you know. With practice, it gets easier. Okay, any more questions? Looking at all this buildup.
Just follow the timings, guys. Follow the origin or the red zone. Follow the timings. They will give you exact, actually, moment when to enter.
X factor is just a confluence, you know. It's literally just a confluence with the trend line, just to give you a continuation in conjunction with like whatever QM level there is. I'm sure there was a lot of X factors, it's just it wasn't necessary to draw it really. Like, you know what I mean? Something like that. Because we have the trend. Left shoulder, third tap, 1, 2, 3, third tap.
Yeah. And yes, guys, entry on QM rather than order block would be better. And you can scale in on QM, but you need to, like I said yesterday, you need to see it in Gulf. You need to see it closing below that line I mentioned yesterday. Then you can scale in.
So we have weak low, failed to take out the high. So I would assume that this is going to be liquidity plus equal lows. So there it goes, takes it out, and then can look for buys maybe now after all the buyers have been taken out of this fake trend. Okay. Tuesday, possible low of the week. London session. Let me remove these drawings. And price is just going to move. We have a rally base rally. This is the POI it's reacting from. Not something that I would really take because I need a confluence. And then that's the end of the day on that. All right. So I also wanted to kind of show you guys, I'm still building this PDF for you, but I'll basically show you what it is. Here's your trading plan. Okay, so we always start with our higher time frame observations, H1 plus entry time frame. So if you're looking at daily, you want to use entries on the H1. If you're looking at H4, use entries on the M30. And if you're using H1, use entries with M15 and less. So all this is less than H1, less than M30, less than M15. Observe where we are at in price. Are we at a strong low, a strong high, previous day's high, previous day's low? Observe higher time frame QMs and QM continuations, right? So we want to look at like an H1, H4, QM, look for fresh engulfing OBs in the higher time frame QM. So basically look for your OBs, your point of interests. And in the higher time frame QM, identify your buy or sell zone. Okay, so we want to mark out like, hey, this is where we're interested in selling, this is where we're interested in buying. Okay. Wait for price to return to your highlighted zone on the lower time frame. See if there's an existing QM that has not yet created its right shoulder inside of that higher time frame area. Okay, so if we're looking inside, you know, of an area, like let's say this is a higher time frame POI that we're looking at, and we already see something like this in the past where it's going like this, and then it makes that high and then low. Okay, and this is where our POI is coming from, right? We want to look to see a completed left shoulder, or right shoulder, I'm sorry, you know, to take our entry from. Okay, now if that didn't happen, if like none of this happened and it already had a QM or there's no clear pattern, then we'll just wait for price to enter here and create a QM. And then return. Okay. On the lower time frame, yeah, blah, blah, blah. If there's no existing QM, wait for QM to be made inside the zone. Using your tools, identify the schematic type. So when we look at it, kind of want to see what the schematic type. If we're bearish in trend, we should be looking for the bearish schematic, which is going to be an upwards movement. It's ass backwards, right? So if we're looking to sell, we want to see a cascade that looks that it's going on the upside, taking out the highs. Okay, so we want to see each session highs being taken into our POI at our timing. Okay, apply your standard deviations and your timing for accuracy. So obviously the timings and the standard deviations are going to see if your OB is in alignment, or your POI, I mean, is in alignment with whatever you're trying to take it from. Okay, and then obviously you can use the 40 indicator to get even more precise entries. Any other questions, guys? Good. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this session up. I think that was a pretty decent backtesting session. You want to add anything, Ivan?
Now, the only thing, like we keep mentioning, once you start using it, you will see it everywhere. Once you start using QM, you will see it everywhere. It is literally everywhere. Just with based on QMs and timings, knowing New York opens, London closes, Frankfurt's role in all of this, Asia's role in all of this, you should be able to understand what each session should be taken out. And if you see QM and SPY candles, like we've seen over these 3 days, that QM is forming, New York 1430 sparks it out, that's a valid QM to take in the future. Stuff like that you should have it always in your head, that those timings, they are quite accurate. There is only 1 hour and 30 in afternoon, 1 hour and 30 in the morning that will give you a beautiful momentum. And don't be fooled by what people usually do, is trading all day or just trading entire London, because entire London isn't the real stuff. They will create fake trend lines. They will always create fake trends. You need to understand that we need to wait for those timings to align with our entries and then take a trade. If it doesn't align, then it isn't that high probability trade. Okay.
Also,
only take high probability trades. Only take the ones that have everything, all of the confirmations in it.
Also, when you guys see like some IG traders like sniper entering all day long, you know, like playing every session, getting every move, don't believe it. A lot of those guys I've seen that I'm not going to name any names, but the popular ones that you guys see out there, you know, they use I'm not talking about Reem, but I'm talking about other ones that are out there that they show multiple entries a day with, you know, their little, you know, this thing with the really tiny stop losses and whatnot. Those guys used to DM me all the time. and asked for advice, just FYI. Okay. And they were newbies like 3-4 months ago. And all of a sudden they're trading like an algorithm. It's not true. Okay.
Yeah, just delete the Instagram.
Yeah. Are we still going to be in Telegram chat? Like, can we stay in there and send in our charts? Nah, what the? No, I'm just kidding. Of course. Of course, that's what it's there for. Yeah, of course. We want to see charts, want to see results, want you to be successful.
Look at the PDF I sent. It's a short PDF, but it's just explaining the 4D indicator. So
Yeah.
just confirmation entries on it.
Yep. And you know, in the future, whatever, if you guys have questions, just ask them in the group. We may from time to time, like drop a Zoom in there. Any new cool information we find that's helping us, we'll obviously share it with you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to make indicator. I'm trying to give permissions to indicator, but if for some reason it doesn't work, so I'll still need to look into it. I don't know if anybody understands how to do it. Just DM me and we'll get it sorted out. I'm not really a pine chart programmer.
Yeah, of course. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the session and we'll have a London session, which will be the last session of everything.
Yeah, at 13 p.m. my time.
Right.
Or just backtest. Put down your trading journal. You need to write everything down. And if you don't have a trading journal, it doesn't make any sense for me personally. I need to write everything down. What I was thinking. Why did I take the trade? Why did I not take that trade? Why this was a miss, and so on and so on. You
Right.
cannot be a serious trader and not an Instagram trader like loads of people are. A serious trader, you should have Excel sheets, you should have a Notion journals or whatever. I use TradingView, but you should have some kind of a trading journal to give you a previous data from last month, last week, and so on and so on. You should have backtesting journals. This is serious business. In the end, we're working with money. And it's hard business. Everybody wants to be a trader. Nobody really wants to do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't pay
You
yourself,
are the only one who has the control.
exactly. You should be thinking like, hey, would I hire myself to trade for me? And if your answer is no, then you need to start, you know, getting your craft down. Exactly. Hard work and just focus. A lot of it is focus. Like if you're coming to the charts, you know, hungover, which I've done a bunch of times, you're gonna lose trades. It takes a lot of awareness, you know, awareness of multiple things going on at the same time.
Yeah. Just work harder than everybody else. That's the whole key. We can all, just work harder. That's it.
And don't stop at this course. Like just keep reading. Like if there's another trader that you think is really good, like take his course. You know, keep educating yourself. I still take courses to this day. I still, even if it's something small, it's something that like I see in somebody's charts that I didn't know about, and I'm like, hey, that looks like a good edge that I can add to my arsenal. Like I'll take a course. Like there's no shame in it. Okay, you always need to be studying, always be learning.
Yeah, just keep back testing, keep forward testing. If you take a loss, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Losses are really actually a good thing. Don't look at it as something negative, unless you lost.
Yeah.
A lot, then it's negative. Losses are a positive thing. You can write down in your trading journal, why did you take it? What was going on behind that trade? What did you not see? What did you see? And so on and so on. It's just losses are always teaching you something.
Exactly.
Okay, know your TP, know your stop loss. Be really focused. Meditate in the morning or something. Get in the zone.
Yep.
If you don't see any trades that day, don't take any trades.
Yeah, a great rule of thumb, you take 2 losses, just get out. Get out of the market. You don't need to. Like chances are you already missed the move and now you're just chasing a move.
You're just chasing it, yeah.
So just
I usually take
Yeah.
3 trades a week. For me, I usually take 3 trades a week, and that's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even take it. Last week I didn't take anything.
Yeah, I haven't taken any trades since yesterday. Since we started the boot camp, GJ, maybe one other trade I think I took. Other than that, I haven't really been trading. The market's not lined up for me yet. I want to play in high probability conditions. Okay. So, the longest I've waited to trade without anything going on in my life is like 3 weeks. I've waited 3 weeks to take a trade. And that can be like, you can feel like you're not doing anything, but you really are. Like that's part of the plan as well. You wait for money to pile up in a corner and then you just go over there and pick it up. That comes from a trading book, actually.
Yeah, even if you take one trade a week and you make 1K, or you take 2-3 trades a week and you make 1-2K, you're still all right. You don't have to take 15 trades a day, As long as you're making profit, you're making profit.
Right. And then over time, your lot sizes will grow, your accounts will grow.
Yeah.
Steady equity curve. You don't want to like I see a lot of traders who take FTMO, they just sort of like, their equity curve just looks like this. It looks like a QM pattern. Okay. So you don't want that. You want that steady, small, normal losses and then big gains to grow it over time. Okay. And that's what nobody likes to hear, is that it takes time for these things to play out and compound. And over time, you'll see things happen. Now, there is like account flips that you can do, but that comes with certain types of market conditions when it's ready to do that. But over time, just focus on the setup. Don't think about the money. Just play the setup. That's it.
Yeah. And think about consistency. Like he said, metrics are going up and down like QMs. Consistency is the key here. If you need to restart for a week or 2-3 days to restart your head, but don't go up, and then lose it all on few trades.
Yeah.
FTMO knows people do that. That's the whole thing about trading. People will lose everything in 1-2-3 days after they build it up for so long. FTMO knows people do that. That's why that's why they're offering 90%. What was it? What did they offer? 90% withdraw after a few months, because they know it's gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah.
Not many people are gonna achieve that. They know people will gamble. People will get frustrated because they missed this trade or that trade, so they're gonna take a sell or a buy, whatever, and lose all.
Right.
And you shouldn't be one of those traders. Just cool off, restart, go on the next day, wait for your opportunities, and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, just think about it from a hedge fund's perspective. Would you want a hedge fund taking like 5-6 losses in a day, or would you be more comfortable with the hedge fund taking like 2 losses in a day and then waiting till the next day? I wouldn't want to invest in a hedge fund that does that. So.
Yeah. And most importantly, love what you do. I love spending time on chart, and I think Evans loves it too, because I think he's on charts all the time. And love what you do. Love looking at the charts. I mean, I love charts more than my girlfriend, man. Don't tell her that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's a wrap. It was nice meeting all of you, and maybe I'll see you guys in the London session.
All right.
See
you guys in London session.
All right, guys, have a good one.